I found an abandoned village that doesn't exist on Google Maps, and I wish I had turned around the moment I saw the first house. Last autumn, I was driving through a remote mountain area after taking a wrong turn. My GPS had completely lost signal, so I followed a narrow dirt road, hoping it would eventually lead back to the highway. Instead, it led me somewhere that shouldn't have been there. The road ended in front of a small village hidden between thick trees. There were maybe 15 houses, all built from old stone with faded wooden doors and broken windows. Every building looked abandoned, but none of them had collapsed. It was as if everyone had simply left one day and never returned. The strange part wasn't how empty it looked. It was how untouched it felt. There were bicycles leaning against walls, clothes hanging from washing lines, and children's toys scattered across front yards. Nothing looked vandalized or stolen. I pulled out my phone and searched the area on Google Maps. There was nothing. According to the map, I was standing in the middle of an empty forest. Curiosity got the better of me. I grabbed my flashlight and started walking through the village. The deeper I went, the quieter everything became. There were no birds, no insects, not even the sound of wind through the trees. Then I noticed something that made me stop. Every house had its front door wide open. Every single one. As I walked past the last house on the street, I heard a door slam behind me. I turned around. Every door that had been standing open a few seconds earlier was now closed. For a moment, I convinced myself the wind had done it. Then I remembered something. There hadn't been any wind all afternoon. I started walking back toward my car, trying not to panic. Halfway down the street, I heard footsteps. They weren't loud. Whoever they belonged to was walking slowly across the gravel somewhere behind me. I kept moving without looking back. The footsteps continued. Every time I walked faster, they matched my pace. When I finally reached the edge of the village, I couldn't resist turning around. The street was empty. Every door was open again. I ran the rest of the way to my car, locked the doors, and drove until I found the main road. The next day I returned with 2 friends. The dirt road was still there. The village wasn't. We searched for almost 2 hours. All we found was an overgrown clearing with a few broken stone foundations hidden beneath the weeds. An elderly man from a nearby gas station listened quietly while I described what I'd seen. When I finished, he asked me one question. "Did you go inside any of the houses?" I told him I hadn't. He nodded slowly and said that years ago his grandfather used to warn people about an old settlement in those woods. According to the story, anyone who accepted an invitation into one of the houses was never seen again. I laughed nervously and drove home. A week later, I opened the photos I'd taken that afternoon. Every picture of the village was gone. Except one. It showed the empty street. And someone was standing in the doorway of the last house, looking straight at my camera.